Hello there my friends. Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kids Borman. Thank you for inviting me to come back and thank you for joining me on this brand new video. Some of you quite recognise me already as a storyteller and a video creator. You're here to prepare for story time together with me as we learn a lesson. So, I'll go do another Disney storybook I'll go read to you in a minute. So, I shall book I have got Disney's All Is Well That Ends Well. It was published by Disney's Wonder World of Reading and Grolier Book and Edition. This story is definitely inspired by Disney's Lady and the Tramp. So, we're going to do, when I read to you, we're going to read by words from each page and also showing some remarkable illustrated pictures. So, I am glad to hear you came to the right place for story time with me. Sit back, relax and enjoy. Lady and Tramp had 4 puppies. 3 of them were good little puppies that stayed near Lady, but not Scamp. Scamp was curious. He was always looking for adventure. Scamp thought it was fun to carry bedroom slippers out of her bedroom. He liked to see what was in the garbage pile. He liked pulling laundry out of a laundry basket. He wanted to know what was on the table. Poor Scamp, he was always getting into trouble. The other puppies never got into trouble. When Lady took them for the walk, they followed close behind her. But not Scamp. He wanted to dig in the flower garden. Sometimes he chased birds. Scamp thought his father was wonderful. Tramp did things that Lady would never think of doing. Sometimes he chased trucks. Sometimes he barked at the other dogs. Sometimes he howled at the moon. Scamp thought that his father was the bravest dog in the world. Scamp and his family lived with Darling and Jem and their son Eric. When Scamp tried to howl like his father, Darling and Jim said, "No, Scamp, good little puppy, don't not howl." They never scolded Tramp. Tramp was a hero. When a newspaper was missing, Tramp always found it. When Eric's toy plane was lost, Tramp found that too. Scamp wanted to find things and be a hero like his father. One day, Aunt Sara came to visit. She brought a big present for Eric. Aunt Sara, "Come and see Lady's puppies first," said Eric. They left the present in the living room. When everyone went into the kitchen, Scamp crawled out from under the sofa. He walked over to the big wrapped box. He just had to find out what was inside. In the kitchen, the 3 puppies were playing with a ball. "Aren't they wonderful?" said Eric. Aunt Sara did not agree. "Puppies are nothing but trouble," she said. "Oh, no," said Darling. "Lady's puppies are no trouble at all." Lady was very proud. "What do you mean puppies are no trouble?" Aunt Sara cried. When she went into the living room, "Just look at this mess. Ribbons and torn wrappings were everywhere." Scamp was staring at Eric's present. A large stuffed tiger had never seen a tiger before. All puppies are trouble, said Aunt Sarah, but this one is the worst. She pointed the long finger at Scamp. Oh dear, said Darling. I wonder if Scamp will ever learn to behave. Before she left, Aunt Sarah spoke sternly to Scamp. Now remember, she said, I want you to behave yourself in the future. Scamp felt very bad. He knew he had no been a hero. The next day, Scamp was playing in the yard when Aunt Sarah came for another visit. She did not look happy. Scamp wagged his tail as she walked by, but Aunt Sarah did not even notice him. What is the matter, Aunt Sarah? Darling asked. You look sad. A terrible thing has happened, said Aunt Sarah. I have lost my sweet little pumpkin. Scamp watched as Darling and Aunt Sarah went inside the house. Then she had an idea, a way to be a hero and make everyone happy. All he had to do was find a pumpkin for Aunt Sarah. Aunt Scamp did not waste any time. He ran right off down the street. Scamp tried to remember things along the way so he would not get lost when he went home again, and saw the pile of leaves and jumped into it. He would remember that. He saw the squirrel and chased it up in a tree. He would remember that too. But he did not see any pumpkins to take home to Aunt Sarah. Suddenly, he came to the busy street corner. There was a vegetable stand on the other side. The man with the apron was calling out, Pumpkins, get your pumpkins here. Pumpkins? Just what Scamp was looking for. He was sure the man in the apron would let him have a pumpkin for Aunt Sarah. Scamp crossed over to the vegetable stand. There were lots of things to look at. But suddenly Scamp got hit with a broom. Get out of here, shouted the man with the apron. Scamp ran off down the street. He ran until he came to the next corner. Then he scooted into someone's yard and hid behind a bush. When it was safe, Scamp came out from behind a bush. He saw a house with a porch and something he had never seen before, a cat. He wanted to find out what the cat was like. The cat was sleeping aside a dish of milk. Scamp decided to go over and say hello. Scamp walked up the steps and touched the cat with his paw. The cat jumped up. Out came its long, sharp claws. Scamp ran down the steps as fast as he could. He had never been so scared. Scamp found a hole in the fence and ran into the alley. The angry cat was right in the back of him, but Scamp hid behind a garbage can and the cat ran past him. Scamp was still hiding when he suddenly heard a strange little sound. Meow, meow. There, near a clump of weeds, was a tiny little kitten. Oh, no, thought Scamp. Not another cat, but this was the only tiny kitten. Scamp went a little closer. The kitten did not hiss or try to scratch. Scamp started to wag his tail. He wanted to make friends with a kitten. but the kitten just sat there looking sad. Then Scamp thought of a way to make the kitten happy. He would get a dish of milk on the porch. He climbed up the steps and took a dish carefully in his mouth. Very slowly, Scamp dragged the milk dish around to the alley. As soon as he set the dish down, the kitten began lapping up the milk. Scamp could hear the kitten purring. Scamp decided it was time to go home. He did not know that kitten was following him. As he walked along, he thought about Aunt Sara. He was sorry he did not have a pumpkin for her. When he came to a grocery stand again, he sneaked past quickly. He saw the same squirrel and chased it up the tree again. He saw a pile of leaves and jumped in up it again. He still did not know that the kitten was right behind him. When Scamp reached the house, he started up the front steps. Suddenly he heard that funny little sound again. Meow, meow. Scamp turned around. It was a kitten he had met in the alley. Little Kitten said, "Scamp, what are you doing here?" The kitten was too busy climbing a step to answer. Then Darling opened the door. When she saw Scamp and the kitten, she said, "Oh, Scamp, you found pumpkin. Aunt Sara will be so happy." The night there was a party for Scamp. Darling baked a beautiful cake. "Scamp is a hero," said Aunt Sara. "He found my little pumpkin." The kitten named Pumpkin just purred. Lady and Tramp looked at Scamp proudly. Scamp was feeling very happy, but he was also wondering the cake tasted like. Somehow he would have to find out. This is the end of the story of All Is Well That Ends Well, which is inspired by Disney's Lady for Tramp. I think it's a really interesting story to learn for you guys about those characters you might remember. That's Jim Dare, Darling, Lady and the Tramp, and Aunt Sara and Eric. And a puppy named Scamp. He was been searching for a kitten named Pumpkin. Okay, so guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching and listening to a story of Disney All Is Well That Ends Well. We highly dedicated to Walt Disney Company, has been founded in 1923. Behind the magical arts of animation industries. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you see you soon.